So, when did you start acting?
Yes, maybe professionally, that would be in 1997.
Wow.
When, as a second year student, I featured or made my first appearance before a professional camera in the production of one of Nollywood's earliest comedies, directed then by Lancelot Oluwaimasuan.
Okay.
It was titled The Year 2000. That was my very first appearance before a professional camera. So, 1997.
So you do comedy. Why comedy? Why did you choose comedy?
No, I am not sure I chose comedy. Comedy chose me.
Alright.
Oh yes, because as a trained thespian, I was trained to act, and I think I do just that. I probably have been more inclined towards comic roles, and that in itself is a function of the kind of scripts that have come my way.
Okay.
By that I'm trying to make a very strong case for myself that yes, I can do serious roles because I'm a trained actor. So that was what I meant when I said comedy chose me.
Okay. Apart from acting, what would you rather do?
I probably would be a university lecturer.
You love teaching.
Sure, yeah, I love teaching. I love to teach.
Okay.
And I think I'll still go there.
That would be nice.
Calling is very strong. I still see myself
Going there.
going back to school.
Okay. Now let's talk about your childhood. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I grew up like every other
More child.
Nigerian child of my age, now, particularly those that grew up in remote villages like I did, you understand what I mean by that. I grew up in a village where I had to travel some 4 kilometers to fetch water from the stream before going to school in the morning. So I was I grew up to respond to the cock crow when it was 4 o'clock and the cock crowed. No matter how lovely the dream was, we were trained to get up. And get up would mean that like several other kids were already up in several other homes too. We then headed for the stream. Had to go get water so that we come back early enough to meet up with the morning chores in school, because it was the responsibility of the students too, the pupils, to clean the school compound. So you cannot shirk that responsibility on account of having gone to the stream to get water for your mother. So that's not an excuse. So everything was organized in certain defined timelines, that everything happened within a defined timeline and none was conflicting with the other. So it was a kind of very regimented upbringing. I was not permitted to indulge in several things that most kids were associated with. For instance, I was not supposed to play football because only kids from irresponsible homes played football, and of course many of them ended up either becoming lame or with broken limbs and all kind of stories, all to dissuade you from playing football. You had no excuse for not going for Bible classes. As a little boy, I was born into the Assemblies of God Church, where my mother worshipped. Well, my grandmother, really, I grew up with my grandmother. She worshipped until she left. For me at the time, it was a problem because many of my mates, only those who ever went to church, only go to church on Sundays. So I didn't know why mine had to be almost every day of the week.
Yeah.
And that was a problem. And of course, you had no excuse whatsoever not to go to church. There was always Satan. And growing up, I thought Satan was a different man. In fact, Satan was giving a kind of larger than life image that you could almost see him around the corner, looking around to come and deal with you, just in case you misbehaved or disobeyed your parents. So I was grew up in that kind of environment where if you didn't go to church, you almost expect that Satan would come that night and in fact kill you. So you had every reason, every motivation to always be in church when you do. Nobody wants to die. Okay.
Now, with all these things, would you say you enjoyed it?
Oh yes, very much so. Because growing up, there were so many things I didn't do as a little boy. Then having grown up, I couldn't do them because I just was not used to doing them. That does not suggest that those who do them are better than those who do them. Like, I've never smoked. I never tasted alcohol until about 4 years ago. So that's another story. That's another story. I try now. Since small picking. I not try.
I don't praise you, praise too much.
So there's these friends I met and they can't spoil me small. Not because I don't do it too shakamo, but I do taste and small.
Your eye no shooting as small.
Small.
My name is Imam Bishop Omar. You call me Okon. This is Inside Nollywood. Do not touch that dial. Keep on watching Inside Nollywood.
Okay, let's go back to acting now. Your parents, have they always supported your acting career? When you decided to go to the school that you went to and study what you studied in school, they always supported you?
Another story. That's another story. Parents supporting. The way I take grow up, after my grandma died, I can't go be with my real papa. I'd already grow.
Okay,
And
they
I'd already they used to making my decisions. Any way you say you won't do. If you say okay, now you say you won't do. Okay, now bye bye. Go on. No bring bad report from us. So that kind of thing.
Now, I'm sure you're married.
Very married.
Okay. Now, is your wife in the same field with you? Is she an actress?
Definitely not.
How does she feel when you have to go for a job far away from home?
My sister, I think that's one of the most challenging bits of what I do. Every woman married to an entertainer deserves special accommodation. You know, it's like there are times I'm away for a month. Not besides I travel out of the country, I live in Nigeria. My wife is child, and the wives of several other entertainers go through. So they are our strongest pillar, because if you don't get that kind of support from home, very difficult for you to concentrate and try to give your best. In my own case, I'm particularly lucky because my wife is my greatest critic. She'll be the first to see any of my work. Baby, you not try. This is what you do, so nothing. Hey, get one, man. No, go. You deserve a award. So like that. My wife is very supportive. What I have learned to do is whenever I'm around, whenever I'm home, I try to be very
Take
home,
it up to her.
very around. Then when Pepe enter home too, try to make her feel say no matter what because the both us be this so yeah, make yourself enjoy. So the matter.
I'm sure your kids must miss you a lot.
Yeah, she does. I have a daughter. She does. She will grow there, so right? Say this kind of country we will dey. Even the from the belly, they don't already know the kind. See where they won't confuse, so that they adjust from the belly come.
So they come and say.
She know them. She know them.
Okay.
She knows.
So what movie brought you to Nollywood?
I wouldn't know.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've always been behind the camera. As a movie director, I have over 80 credits.
Wow.
As a director, as a writer, maybe about that. Even before I started acting. So that's meanwhile I've not done half of that number as an actor. Yeah.
So there must be something that made people love Charles. There must be a movie that you did.
Yes, I've done bits and pieces of acting here and there, but I think since after I did Corporate Maid.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, I guess that was when the story changed. Before then, yeah. Maybe when I'm directing, I just pick up one minor role here, do it. A friend is shooting somewhere, Charles, just come and help us do this small role. But after Corporate Maid, the viewing audience and producers probably saw that they could actually entrust me with bigger roles, lead roles. From dance,
started.
The big roles have been coming now. I'm coming.
Now, this movie that's
I'm coming.
now, as an actor, what's the most challenging role you've played?
Most challenging role. Never come.
Till they wait for her.
Never come. They wait for my dear. Mama is every day. Mama will tell me say, I wish I go get thanks for this role. But I did see. Get what I feel do. But I never see the script.
So it passes on you.
So I really want to do something. I want to. You never come.
Wait, you will come. Don't worry. You will come. So when you started acting professionally, the first job that you did, how much were you paid?
Not that one.
I want to come.
They talk.
You talk.
What do they say? One scene, 1,000 naira. Don't help you. You probably do like 4, 5, 6. You expect say
5,000.
you get 5,000. And the producer will not give you several reasons, including the director is not happy with your performance. In fact, you spoil the film.
So you don't do this.
And when you don't do finish, you don't do everything finish. In fact, it's not the girl said, this 2,000 I won't give you, I won't even give you.
After 5,000.
But there are other times you even go and finish, they say, okay, don't worry, when they won't pay, they'll come paper.
Imagine.
Now they pay, come they watch, where they won't come the paper. And the paper, they not ever come out.
They don't get gone.
Yeah, probably not see come take come out. But there were those days that we were not actually particular about the money, we just wanted
to do
a
something.
platform. Sometimes all those production managers find like 200 they just collect the pay. They said my fee na 2,000 naira. When they pay me collect and they might just allow me to do it. I think all that is what I've paid off today because no matter what you think you have in you, if you do not have a platform to express it, nobody gets to see it.
Yeah.
So we wanted a platform to express ourselves to show that yes, we can do this thing. So it was not particularly about the money. And in my experience, which is similar to many of my guys in the business, the money will come. Yes, the money will come. Once you are identified, say you sabi this matter, producers will look for you. And at that point, the money will start coming. And when they come, you already take care of all those many ones who they did not pay you.
Okay, but why is it always like that at the start? It's always like they did not pay, they gave us a role to do, and when we finish doing it, people always have that complaint. Why is it like that?
Because it's like that. That's all that reason. It's like that because it's like that. Abi, that's how it is. The truth is, there is no glory without a story.
Yeah.
This way they train us for stadium. They say, oh yeah, press up, press up.
No pain,
no gain. Hey, that's what the matter did. So that's how it is. You need a platform. You need a platform. How you get that platform is another story, but I think you need a platform. A platform to express yourself. Those who come with a mindset of, I want to come out, and millions of naira, or I'm here, I want to be the next superstar. More often than not, they crash out because when the disappointments begin to throw in, when those roles are not coming as frequently as they expect, frustration sets in.
Yeah.
And they crash out. The money you don't make, the star they don't become. So I think people should align their minds first to hard work. Do this thing first. Do one first. The Bible say, seek ye first of all. No, forget every other thing. The kingdom of God, and when you now have that, every other thing will be added unto you. I think it's the same with the kind of business that I do.
In the next 5 to 10 years, where does Charles want to see himself?
I know be God, but I have quite a number of projects in the pipeline. I'm working seriously on floating a training school.
Wow.
I want to have my own television series. And I bet you it's going to be a household name. Laughter like nobody ever knew it.
That would be nice.
Also, we want to go to school. If anyone told me when I was leaving the university in 1999 that how many years now, 15 years later,
So you want to come back?
that I do not have a PhD, I'll tell the person, I thought I will fire him. But here I am. The mayor of Nollywood has really kept that side of me very quiet. But it's something I want to awaken very soon. In the next 5 years, I would like to probably add a second degree and a master's, or probably just go
Straight.
the whole hog and do a PhD. Get to PhD.
That would be nice. Now, looking at Nollywood right now, would you say that they've done well?
Fantastically so. Nollywood has done very well. Unfortunately, Nollywood's most vociferous critics are people who do not know. By people who do not know, I'm not saying they are not educated. Very educated people, but they don't know. You can't judge a man same parameters as you judged probably his forefathers. People are very quick to say in America. Hollywood is over how many years? Over 200 years.
Nollywood.
Nollywood is just about 20 thereabout. Forgetting too that even the same Hollywood have come out to say that Nollywood has taught the world to use the digital camera. It is something that you cannot take from us. It is actually part of the resilience that that are formed the character makeup of the Nigerian. We are very dogged people. We are a very resilient stock. We do not believe that something is not possible. Yes, we didn't have the finance. We did not have the money. We did not have the wherewithal to make films for the cinema as it should be. You know, when I make films, buy reels and make films as films. But instead of, okay, now we cannot afford the budget for films, let's just put our hands and go to sleep and do nothing. We said, no, this is a camera. If I trigger it, I'm sure it will record both picture and sound. And I could play back. If I did it after shooting a story, I'm probably going to have a full-length story with a beginning, middle, and end. And I can actually show this to somebody. He probably might appreciate it. So why don't I use this to tell my story? The success story of Nollywood is hinged on the fact that we did not allow someone else to create the movie making environment in Nigeria for us. Instead, we did for ourselves. We are telling our stories our own way. That way, the stories are not adulterated, they are not told wrongly, and that's something very critical that anyone that is so eager to criticize Nollywood must have at the back of his mind. I think we are doing well. Yes, there are films, very many of them, movies that you cannot be proud of, but now only Nigeria they happen. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. There are drugs where for the body they print and boldly say for malaria. You drink and finish, not a choke you drink. You can't go give you belly ache. You are not looking for both belly ache medicine and headache ache medicine, malaria medicine to join together again after you don't first drink one. So it's everywhere. You buy fuel sometimes and instead of making you move your car, it knocks off your engine. Bad products are everywhere. So it's not just restricted to Nollywood. Then again, there are movies that you can say, yes, this can stand with side by side any other movie anywhere in the world. Our movies are traveling far away, making very loud noises at international film festivals. So what are you talking about? Would you now, because there are pockets of bad movies here and there, say Nollywood is doing rubbish? That's not true. That's not right. That's not true. Yes, there's room for improvement everywhere, particularly in the area of script writing. I think a lot of people require training, particularly in the area of script writing. Because what we have today, majority of the scripts we have today are put together by anybody at all who can string one or two sentences, and I think that's not fair enough.
Now, a lot of people out there, don't want to be like you, want to achieve as much as you can.
It's not easy to be like me.
Exactly. What advice
if they know they are pleased where they collect every day for road, people who are not offended. Hey, Junior, come and see this foolish man. Madam, what are you doing? No face, I like your film. Now they call me foolish man. No kind of abuse I know they collect. So if you won't come begin collect on, we need more people to help us share the abuse. We are too few now at the moment where they collect all this free abuse. Idiot! Look at you, you just be fooling yourself in the film. That's the way we cannot quarrel. So,
what advice do you have?
I'm a stickler for hard work. Yeah. There are those that are talented naturally.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that acting can be taught. Teach you, you learn and you learn. So avail yourself the opportunity for training. Don't just wake up say I don't know as I dey watch film, my mind dey tell me say I go fit do am. Na lie. When you see red light for camera, you fear. Only you go to say should I start? No, not start. I just you know what you dey see every day. People should avail themselves of opportunity for training and training. Be dedicated, be committed, be diligent. Stardom will use his leg the way he's trying to watch you. Yeah, this guy is serious. Man go hug us. Stardom your work by himself, come to hug you. Matter don't change. But when you're there on your own, hey, I want to be a star, You never do film, all the newspaper for Nigeria, not the right. My rise to stardom in Nollywood. How I became famous in Nollywood. This person when they talk about this thing, so you go find, do like 100 films, you never see them for one. There are those who they use scandal just to create visibility for themselves in the media. And you think that can make you a star? No, there is difference between stardom and notoriety. Yeah?
My name is David Oluwaseun Odumiwa, Mr. Fishbowl. I'm a cinematographer, director of photography. Keep watching Inside Nollywood.
You've heard it from our own pro, one man that does virtually everything, an actor, a scriptwriter, veteran filmmaker, a father, and a husband. A lot for one man, isn't it? Well, before we go, let's just hear one final thing that he has to say. Okay, for your fans out there that are watching, what do you have to tell them?
Yeah, for my fans, I'll say I owe everything to you because Nigeria, no matter how you sabi sing reach, if nobody dance, go for wetin dey sing. Nobody dey sing and follow you. You waste your time. If Facebook permit me, I'll say without you, there will be no me. So my fans, better God, original God, and God will bless you. Now yeah, I know it's disappointment. I will try. I know it's disappointment. When I just continue to support me, continue to pray for me. This matter no easy. I tell you, no easy.